morning.
Good morning.
I would like to speak about my own experiences here at St. Mark's. As you're all likely aware, the theme of the stewardship program is living generously this year. And I believe this theme applies perfectly with my relationship with this parish. It's been almost 5 years since my first encounter with this community, and I was a rising 8th grader. Now, as a senior in high school, I look back fondly on all of my interactions with the church, and with all the people I've bonded with, the places I've been, and the lives I've touched. As you may or may not be able to tell, I sing with the St. Mark's Choir, and I have been ever since I first moved here. And music has always been one of the most important aspects of my life. I always considered it to be my calling. And when my family arrived, I had just come from the American Boy Choir School, which is an all-boys boarding school as well as a touring choir. After 3 years of singing every day and touring around the country, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to sing at all afterwards. St. Mark's has not only allowed me to continue in my passion for choral singing, but it has also helped me expand my musical interests and has given me extraordinary opportunities to sing that I wouldn't have otherwise had. I'd always been fascinated by sacred music, and the vast scale of sacred repertoire I've been exposed to here has been both educating and engaging for me. By far, the greatest experiences I've had with St. Mark's Choir have been the choral residencies in the UK. I participated in the Worcester trip in 2012, as well as the Lincoln trip last year, and they were both life-changing endeavors. Being able to sing in such sacred spaces while exploring the very roots on which our church is founded was eye-opening and, of course, fun. While I could go on forever on the England trips alone, I must mention the most important thing the choir has given me, and that is the opportunity to be heard. Being able to sing such excellent music alone is a gift for me, and I like to think of letting people hear it as a way to give back to them. Some people use the music we sing as an aid in prayer, and others just simply enjoy it. Either way, my philosophy on performing music is that it is an exchange of gifts from the performer to the listener. Through the choir, I have been given the opportunity to give, and I believe that everyone should be able to experience this in their own way. Though the choir had really been my only connection to the church and its community for a while, I recently took a big step by taking part in the Guatemala mission trip over this past summer. When I decided I wanted to go, I just thought it would be a way to put myself to some good use, or help some people in need, as I'd heard it was. While that was definitely true, I had no idea of the connections I would make, or the spiritual transformation I would go through in just 1 week. The experience is very difficult to describe in words, and I believe that to be because the interactions I had while in La Labor were not based on words. Everyone who made the journey can understand that many of the connections we made with the people felt entirely spiritual. Obviously, there was quite a language barrier, and while I do have somewhat of a grasp in Spanish after taking classes in school, none of us who went were even close to fluent. And the people in La Labor, whom we worked with every day, barely spoke any English, yet somehow we all formed lasting bonds with these people. For me personally, I'd never been so eager to sweat for hours doing manual labor, and I had so much fun teaching the students at the school, or El Instituto, some phrases in English. Perhaps the most surprising thing was the fact that by the end of the trip, the 5 adults I was with, most of whom I had barely ever spoken to prior to that, ended up feeling like family. The organization at La Labor is a truly extraordinary community, and I would go back to help them again in an instant. I hope and I pray that this church's connection with the Sangre de Cristo Health Project will continue for many years to come. To tie all this together, I have to return to the idea that St. Mark's has given me a way to be generous to others. And with the theme of living generously, my experience with this church is really a testament to how we, as a community, embody this theme. God is generous to us in many different ways, and I have come to understand that it isn't just the miracles we are blessed with or the challenges sent our way, but it is also through the things we give to each other. This church gives us all so much while encouraging us to give to others in different ways. I believe that this is a fundamentally good and true vision of how the world should be, and that St. Mark's should continue to have this effect on people means a great deal to me. I would not be the person I am today without the experiences I've been given by this church, and I hope that it will continue to change people's lives as time goes on. God has given us great things through this church, and we should give back generously so we can continue to bless people's lives as my life has been blessed.